Exciting news, the lawmakers are considering monthly stimulus checks, and these payments automatically deposited for millions of people. Democrats are pushing for new checks to be worth at least $300, and now the child tax credit, which was temporarily expanded through the American Rescue Plan, had the existing credit of $2,000 per dependent under age 17. It was increased to around $3,600 per dependent under 6 and $3,000 per child under 6 to 17. Half of the enhanced sum was made available through monthly payments starting last July, up to $300 per child under 6 and up to $250 per child under 18. Families could claim the remaining money when they filed their tax returns for the year, and Democrats had hoped to renew some more generous credits this year. But the key legislation they hope to pass through the Build Back Better bill has fallen apart, and Joe Manchin is the one to blame. He is opposed to renewing the payments without additional work requirements, and it's all on Joe Manchin now. Democrats and advocates are hoping to get one more go at renewing the enhanced child tax credit this year. Adam Rubin, a campaign director at an advocacy organization that promotes extending economic power to all Americans, told reporters, "I feel better about it than I have at any point in 2022. A number of signs are pointing to new momentum. President Biden called the enhanced child tax credit one of the most effective programs we've ever seen at a recent White House conference, and Joe Biden also said, "That's why my national strategy calls on Congress to expand the child credit permanently. We'll get it done more this time." And recently released census data shows the credit expansion has helped reduce child poverty by more than 40%. That prompted Democratic lawmakers like Michael Bennet of Colorado, Sherrod Brown of Ohio, and Cory Booker of New Jersey to call for extending the enhanced credit before the year ends. The post-election period, everybody, could be a key opportunity for revisiting the proposal. It's a more optimism time compared to last year, as lawmakers are at a year-end tax deal to revisit corporate tax cuts put in place in 2017. Advocates hope an enhanced child tax credit can be included in that package. And Brown said in a recent interview, no more tax breaks for big corporations and the wealthy unless the child tax credit is with it. According to Elaine Mag, an expert at the Urban Bookings Tax Policy Center, there were the few key features behind the success of the 2021 credit, in addition to the higher credit amounts that monthly payments. And now, the credit was made fully refundable. That made it possible for low-income households to access the full credit. Plus, don't forget about this, everybody. Experts say that when lawmakers negotiate on new terms, an enhanced child tax credit may not be as generous as the 2021 crisis-era relief. Now, child poverty is poised to increase relative to last year. Economists have said that Congress had a real choice on whether or not to take action, and stern some of the rise in poverty, and the work requirements may be a sticking point in the negotiations between the two parties. Over the past few months, Mitt Romney has pushed for a Republican-friendly version of the enhanced expanded child tax credit that he hopes could gain bipartisan support. His proposal would bring back the direct monthly payments that many parents used for 6 months last year to cover the cost of food, clothing, and childcare before Congress let the current tax credit expire. But Romney's form of extra monthly payments would add strict work requirements, to slash programs and aid vulnerable Americans, and make significant changes to the tax code. And according to sources that are familiar with the situation, Romney has largely worked with Republicans on his plan, so hopefully both parties can get it done, work together, and send out payments by the end of this year.
I'm very frustrated by the stalling of what we should have otherwise accomplished in the Senate. I believe that
residents over the age of 65 will see their property taxes cut in half if they are making less than $500,000, and that benefit is capped at $6,500. This program, which will be challenging and difficult, but we will get it done to put in place, will not take full effect until the year 2026. So, as an interim matter, we will provide immediate extra property tax relief through our Anchor program, increasing tax relief this year by $250 for both senior homeowners and senior renters. So this is a big deal, because if you recall in our budget proposal,
to be said, even though the joke, there's something to be said about the fact that yes, we want people to be documented here, and the fact that people aren't documented is evidence of our failures to make progress. And so there are a lot of areas where I think we've fallen short for sure, but also I think there are what? We're able to hold two truths at the same time. We've made so much progress, and it still isn't enough. And so I try to appreciate the massive wins that we've had here. 9 million climate jobs, 40% reduction in carbon emission. That buys us time on climate. It buys us time on a lot of these things. But there's a lot. I mean, every day I wake up and we don't have guaranteed health care in the United States. America is a disappointment. I'm not gonna lie. It is. Every day we wake up and continue to give subsidies to the fossil fuel industry is a disappointment. Every day we wake up, there is a truly just, viable path to citizenship for people who come to our shores, just like our ancestors did. Unless you come from certain backgrounds, is a disappointment. Every day that we don't raise the minimum wage, we're so past beyond $15 right now, and that fight started 10 years ago. I don't even want 15, I want 23. Okay? So every day we wake up, I'm annoyed, more than annoyed about UPC here, but at the same time, I think one of our biggest enemies is not actually our opposition, or not who TV tells us our enemies are politically or whatever. I think our enemy is cynicism. And when we don't take stock of the huge leaps and bounds that we have made.
Well, I know our future is bright when I look at these young leaders. Governor Gavin Newsom, thank you for that introduction. It is, of course, so good to be back in my home state of California. And to everyone here, on behalf of our administration, it is my honor to officially welcome you to the 9th Summit of the Americas.
Finally, there is a big update on the Build Back Better package. President Biden is meeting with Senate Democrat Manchin to gain his support on the next spending bill. Chuck Schumer is also making a relief package his top priority. Democrats and Republicans are competing for Joe Manchin's attention when it comes to what elements of President Biden's agenda are still in play ahead of the midterm elections, knowing full well that Washington will soon move into full campaign mode. And while Schumer is attempting to get Manchin on board with climate change and lowering prescription price proposals, GOP lawmakers are trying to divert Manchin's attention toward bipartisan negotiations on energy legislation. Schumer is privately trying to negotiate with Manchin on a budget bill that addresses climate change and lowers